Doesn't actually get the proc on the W. Down takes a lot of damage. Double tap in. Okay. Not going to be able to get the stun, but now Ruler in a rough spot. Has to use the heal. And Fly's making his way down the flash forward. Life could gobble up Mia if he wants to, but he just gets the stun. Still able to get in there, and that's first blood. Going over to Ruler. Ruler, not a lot of mana available here. That's max range, and in comes Umpty. That is the kill, and so
sheer mobility of an Aurelia and Aftershock. The temporary tankiness rather than the true tanks are everywhere. Some more trading.
Yep, Cuvée a lot more burst here. Throws out the ultimate, actually, as Vanguard's Edge flies forward. Cuvée tries to use the ult to get it, as there's the flash forward. Cuvée still tanking the minions. And Umpty, he's just dashing forward. He's so terrifying. Flashes because he didn't...
getting that efficiency from the jungle or the mid lane. It's feeling great. Umpty walks up here. He knows something's happening.
Yeah, spot lane 3v3 party as Gango does have the culling now armed, but there's the knockback. Life does have a stopwatch, and he is going to be able to avoid the ultimate coming in from Mia. Now Fly jumps forward. Cuvé's in as well. It's a 5v5, but it's Fly that should be falling for us. No! He's even got the proto belt. Vanguard's Edge. Is it enough to get King? And in there they have to dive the turret. As BDD, the demonic ascension, flies forward, and now we've got death from below, and Mia wants to get the resets. Fly is going to go down in the end, but doesn't get it with the ultimate, which is the important part. That stops.
Abyssal Voyage coming in. They're trying to stop her back here.
Well, King trying to keep himself alive. Does get a nice double stun as Cuvée. He's underneath the turret, but he's still, of course, obscured. That is going. Merlinomicon is what he's pieced together since. Okay, Ruler taking the first bout of damage here as Vision of Empire right on top of Fly, who gets pulled back in yet again. Mia is the first one to fall down, though. Fly finds it as now Umpty trying to dive forward. KT Rolster, though, haven't found the fight that they were looking for. World Ender almost actually just cancelled out at the end of it as in goes Cuvée.
He wasn't there. Gen.G go 1-for-1, but now they're on Drake, and here's a TP.
Yep, still looking for more as King dives forward. Peanut tries to get over the wall and does so. And Vanguard's Edge is thrown in. Well, we know Aurelia's scaling ability is Peanut down to about half health. This is not the player you want to lose, as now Death from Below is going to seal the deal. Mia.
Gen.G can buy time, they have a lot of damage, so starting the Baron is still an element of risk for KT.
Well, Mia's the one checking here as Cuvée wants to try and get some damage onto him. Not going to find stuns, presses all of his buttons, and checks out to see where Gen.G are. Gango now with the culling, knows that Cuvée doesn't have another Twilight Shroud, and now KT looking for the backline. Kingen trying to get the resets. He hasn't died yet, but does finally go down as Ruler picks him up. Life now with the Devourer available, and Ruler over the edge. Now still able to dish out some damage. Gango too far forward. Ruler, have you done it again? And I think the answer might be yes. BDD, he does still have a lot of damage, but that's the triple. The Ezreal is keen on carrying Gen.G back into this series.
And KT Rolster Kingen out of the first fight. This time he commits, but there's no one behind him. He gets no work done. KT with a man advantage, lose a team fight against Gen.G. Peanut shows up and can't believe what happened.
Well, BDD is now still very scary, but Ruler, he was just tearing them to shreds. And why this Baron did
$1 million gold everywhere, and maybe a dead Gango.
Well, Gango does at least have some pretty quick fingers on that QSS, so he's going to get himself out of the frozen tomb very fast. What the heck? Okay, Umpty didn't even have time to press the World Ender. So much damage coming out of Ruler. Mia flashes the right direction, but Cuvée says nope. He's going to pick that up with the Q all too easily, and I think this game has just gone to hell in a handbasket for KT Rolster.
Oh, some mental boom here for KT now. This game's just going to end in one go after being ahead for so long in a great spot with no options at a 5v4. KT Rolster are going to lose game 3.
Yep, and it's looking like Gen.G moving into set point in such a great mental position. On the back of Ruler, that's how they do it. Vanguard's Edge thrown out just for some fun as BDD also, he had an R button to press. He's going to do so, but these turrets are not staying alive. The Nexus to follow suit. It was such a good early game from KT. Mia was looking like he was going to have the series of his life, but Gen.G, they got one window. And they jumped all the way through it, all 5 members.
That was a highway robbery from Gen.G in game number 3. Some smiles there, some concern. Complicated emotions because they'll feel good about winning that game, but not how they played it out until that moment. Kingen and the new teleport, uncancelable, a donation to the side of Gen.G. I think you have to bring in Smep for the next game. because there was the one team fight he watched and there was the one team fight he lost for his team.
Yep.
And he's a young player. It's important that he has moments like this and bounces back from them, but it might be a while till we see KingIn again.
I have a feeling you might be right, Papa. If they're going to win this series, it's going to be a certain uphill battle against the Gen G squad. You can see the smiles fly on your screen right here, looking pretty comfortable after what felt like a steal of a game number 3. And when you're given a game number 3 like that, you now have training wheels for the next one, and then you're into the pivotal game.
There's given a game 1 and there's given a game 3, and in a best of 5, that is so different. So
ridiculous.
Backs against the wall now. Ruler cleans it up. We know he can. His class is everlasting. And Gen G's lead might be enough to propel them in to be our first finals team.